So we are about to start wrapping this up. One thing I like to just kind of update and inform everybody where I am health wise today. I decided, and Smooch was being, speak up for yourself, ask those questions, be your own advocate. I decided that I was no longer going to do any testing. I'm like, I'm done. I have a gastro issue, whatever it's called, whatever the name is, I don't know. We tend to kind of go back and forth calling it IBS, whichever one of those it could be. What is it, C and D? Or yes. Whatever. I don't know. I think I told my doctor I'm okay. This is what I'm gonna go off the rails here just a bit. It's almost like for my female watchers, if you've ever had one, then you know forever what it is. A yeast infection, a vaginal yeast infection. We're just gonna be blunt about it. You know that thing. It has two major characteristics that are not mistaken. One is how it looks. It has a texture, it has a look. We know it when we see it. And then the other one is the itch. It's so you don't, if once you have one, I never went to the doctor repeatedly if I ever had another one. You just know what it is. You know what, we all know what to go to the store and get treated or whatever. I kind of felt like that. I know certain foods, certain things I eat causes this issue. And I just kind of settled with it I just know I have a gastro issue. And I didn't understand why my doctor, like a yeast infection, I brought that up for a reason, why they're not able to determine, like, these are your symptoms, this is what's going on, so this is what you have. And I know it's not as easy as a yeast infection, but that's just where my mind was. Why can't you tell me? When I ask questions, I learned that IBS, Crohn's disease, and things of that nature is hard to detect. When I listen to him tell me what you have to go through, like you go through your sickness, you go through your symptoms, we test you, we treat it, we rule this out. I'm thinking, sir, how many more years we gonna go through this? Mind you, for those of you who've watched part 1, 2, and now 3, you've heard everything I've gone through. I've gone through infusions, blood transfusions, this testing, laparoscopic, this imaging. Sir, excuse me, how many more years are we going to do this to? When down the line are we going to determine? I tapped out. I couldn't do it. I had to rest in knowing I have gastro issue, IBS, Crohn's disease, whatever it is. I eat very delicately. I spend days and weeks at a time eating soft foods only and or liquids. Jellos, ice cream, soups, mashed potatoes, macaroni and cheese, things that my gut don't have to work to break down. That's my remedy. That's my fix. So I just wanted to bring people up to speed with that's how I eat on a regular basis. Very, very finicky. Sometimes I get crazy. I get hungry. I want something and then I pay for it. And so quickly, I had a recent episode. We went to a restaurant we hadn't been to in a while. I ate 3, 4, no more than 4 bites of the food. I felt full. We went to go get pedicures. I'm struggling. I was sick. She knows all my symptoms, but I'm fighting through it, trying to get these dogs done. And yeah, after we left, it was horrible. I had a few hours of the sickness, and I think I've never really told you all exactly because it's sick. When you get sick, we get sick. Things started happening from all ends, and I was sick for hours. As always, right hand girl took care of me. Smooch was there. She took care of me. She did what she could do. It's really not, it has to pass. So that's where I am. I go 2, 3 months without it. Sometimes I'm like, yes, it's gone. No, it lays dormant, and we did talk about that in video 2. Laying dormant, it just gives your body rest. It doesn't bother you. It tricks my brain into thinking that it's gone completely, but a few days ago it lets me know I ain't gone nowhere. So I still deal with it. That's that. I'm not doing any more specialty doctors. I'm not paying all that money, all these visits, all that testing. So we're going to wrap it up with just a couple, because of that experience. Smooch talked about how it affected her, how she had to go to her family, just kind of pour out the emotional part, watching me be that sick. So we've kind of covered it all. What I went through, how I dealt with it, how she dealt with it. And we just, again, want to encourage other people as takeaways on exactly, take heed.
Yeah, and one thing about IBS and Crohn's, those things are so hard to detect or to put a stamp on this is what you have. And one thing about it is, even if it is Crohn's, even if it's IBS, there's really not medication, not too much that can be done about it. I mean, yeah, there's different things on the market. They say, oh, if you have IBS, try this, but who says it's gonna work? The only thing is you have to go through the go through.
Mm-hmm.
That's the
You live
truth. I
through
mean,
it.
just like with diverticulitis, it's the same thing. If you eat something that triggers and that intestines, everything is flared up, you have to just let it go through what it goes through and calm back down and
It's
just
my life
make
now.
a mental note. Okay, I can't eat corn. Okay, I can't eat peanuts. Okay, certain things that seeded. Okay,
And in my case, it's not even that
yeah,
because something I can't eat one day because it irritates the hell out of me, I can eat it a
yeah,
couple of weeks later. So it makes you fearful of food altogether. It just makes you really, really fearful of food.
yeah.
But that's all we have, guys. Just to wrap that up, we want you to be mindful. And if you're taking care of somebody else, I'd have to close out by saying Smooch was awesome. Like just that medical part, being there by my side, hearing what I couldn't hear from the doctors, being supportive, having somebody to get you to and from, having somebody to kick you in the butt when you don't want to go, because she did that and I didn't listen to her. But like I said, right before I died, I went.
It's
So
always nice also if you can take somebody to your doctor's appointments with it, because one thing about it, when we start getting to doctor's office, our hearing shuts off and we start getting our emotion, our head. So it's good sometimes take somebody who can listen and catch those things that you are not able to catch because you're in a different headspace when you're in a doctor's office.
absolutely. So definitely want to just say, as always, I want you all to stay tuned. I want you all to keep watching. Please subscribe, comment below in the comment section if you have any questions. Again, we are not giving any medical advice. We are not answering any medical questions. I'm only here to tell my personal story and encourage you all to be mindful, take care of your health. If you're taking care of a loved one, just be there supportive, and don't feel bad about getting older. It's happening. It's what our bodies do. So be mindful, take care of your body, and see you all next time. Bye. I came on back on by myself. Smooch gone. Y'all know Smooch ain't finna stay around longer than in front of that camera. But I came back on real quick because I wanted to explain, wasn't being rude. I'm sitting here in front of the camera just drinking all in front of y'all and everything. So that was another part of the update that I forgot to mention. Still going through what I go through. So I have blood work in the morning. And I think somewhere in the videos I talked about being a terrible stick. Like I'm a terrible stick. It's horrible to get a needle in my arm. And I one day asked the lady, well, why aren't you getting any blood? It's not dirt. It's not sand and dust in my arm. If you're sticking your needle in there, why I'm not bleeding? Come to find out, I had to learn that being hydrated, maybe I'll talk about it in another video in depth, but being hydrated is very important to get blood work. So that's why I was, in the middle of the video, steady with a cup in front of the camera. Wasn't being rude, but wanted to explain it and forgot. So yeah, came back on just to tell y'all that. Stay tuned, keep watching. Y'all have a good week. Bye. So yeah, I came back on just to explain to you why I didn't want to be rude, why I had this cup in front of the camera. I am also a terrible stick when it comes to getting blood work. And so part of the update is I do have to get blood work tomorrow. And since I'm such a terrible stick, I have to drink. I have to be hydrated. And so yeah, I asked the nurse one day, why am I such a terrible stick? There's not dust or sand or dirt in my arm. If you're sticking a needle in there, how are you not getting blood? And that's when I learned you have to be hydrated. So before blood work, I spent an entire day drinking, the morning of drinking. So that's why I was on camera with the cup. Not to be rude, but wanted to hop back on and explain to you all. That's why I'm like, every second of the day, I need to be pumping myself with some fluids. So hopefully I have successful blood work tomorrow. So yeah, wasn't being rude, but that was definitely the purpose of the cup in your face on camera. Y'all have a good one, okay? See you next time. Stay tuned, keep watching.